Without wasting your time, we are going to share top 5 best home blood pressure monitor. The product links are in the description and in first comment. The number 5 on the list is OMRON Evolve. OMRON Evolve. Before getting into the details of why this unit is a bad idea, just a little background on the 3 most popular types of monitors for measuring your blood pressure at home. The least user-friendly is the type you have to put on a cuff and squeeze a bulb to inflate it. Doctors can do that in their sleep, but I never know how much to pump before hurting myself. The second type is a cuff you wrap around your upper arm connected by a rubber tubing to a small box with a display on it. These are by far the most popular in the world. All you have to do is press one button and it automatically inflates the cuff properly, and if it doesn't get it right the first time, it knows to try again. The reading is displayed usually in huge easy-to-read numbers, and almost all of them keep a history for you and several other family members. Many of them can also transmit the results to an app on a computer, smartphone or tablet. Then there's the Evolve. It offers you 2 things, having everything built into one bulky unit that wraps around your arm, and second, an astronomical price. It doesn't do anything better, it's not more accurate, it's not easier to use. In fact, as you will read here, it can be extremely difficult to use. OMRON isn't the first with one of these. I had the first cardio way back in 2014 that was essentially the same thing, and my doctor told me to throw it away. Withings Value, Greater Goods, Ponacare and several other companies sell almost identical units. None of them are as trustworthy as the popular style with the cuff and rubber tube. Perhaps the most commonly reported flaw of this unit is the code 4 error, which chastises you that you must not move nor talk during a reading session. This error even seems to confound the technical support people at OMRON, the manufacturer. I am capable of sitting perfectly still and there is no one in the room with me to talk to. The defect is that the machine itself doesn't stay still, it vibrates while in use, and I see no way that it is smart enough to differentiate between a person moving and the unit itself vibrating. The number 4 on the list is A&D Medical. A&D Medical, the monitor is great, but the OMRON app is very poor in the app stores. I wouldn't even download it, so first find another app that will work for you with this model monitor. I chose Samsung Health SH, which came preloaded on my Galaxy S9X phone, but can be downloaded onto most phones. I also found MEDMP will sync with this model BP7000. The SH app is fantastic and keeps track of a wide variety of health, nutrition and exercise data. If used with a Galaxy phone, it has an embedded oxygen saturation (SO2) sensor, so altogether it's about as good as what the nurse does before the doctor comes in. The monitor is all one piece, no base or tubes, and appears high-quality Japanese manufacture. Taking your BP twice a day, fresh batteries should last about 6 months. The simple BW display is dim and small but can be easily read indoors. I cannot speak to the accuracy of the oscillometric method of calculating BP this monitor uses versus other methods of determining BP goes for all monitors that don't use a separate stethoscope. This monitor produces very consistent readings from an average of several readings taken in each measurement, including heart rate. The readings produced are rated within a couple of points plus of any accurate method of determining BP, so the most important thing for your health is BP trends over time. And this device will measure that accurately as long as it is in proper working order. As others have noted, applying the formed pre-rolled cuff in the proper position can be a little annoying, so just sit quietly for a moment before pressing the button. The number 3 on the list is OMRON Platinum. OMRON Platinum. OMRON encourages customers to call them on the telephone for customer support, which is insensitive to all those who are non-verbal, speechless or unable to communicate in a supported language. To their credit, they do have a way of filling out an online support request. I mention this because many, if not most, of the largest companies no longer offer online forms or email support. They demand that the customer call them, which is impossible for some people. When I brought this to OMRON's attention, they did not take my suggestion seriously. In fact, they were offended. but I did reach a person who responded by email the same day. She asked me a scripted series of questions, some of which did not even apply to the Evolve product, which indicates this company needs to put more attention into their training budget. None of the questions specifically addressed the code for error, but they gave me the opportunity to respond with detailed answers and an offer to help them have a better understanding of what is right and what is wrong with this product, which evidently was designed more for a crowdfunding wow factor rather than as a practical medical-grade piece of equipment. After I took the time to answer their list of questions, guess what they did? They ignored me. That's right, faced with design flaw that so many people have reported, they chose to stick their heads in the sand and hope I would go away. Maybe no one would read my review. They were wrong. This information is too important to bury or ignore. People don't buy blood pressure monitors for kicks or to play games. Ignoring the issue forced me to return this gadget to Amazon and post my honest review. Ignoring my request for support lost them the entire 5 points for this review. The number 2 on the list is OMRON 5 series. OMRON 5 series, since I consider the product unacceptable, I won't detail all that is wrong with it, but I will touch on some of the obvious ones. OMRON's tech support seems to put a lot of emphasis during the product with the correct cuff size for it to work properly, but the Evolve is only sold in one cuff size which cannot be removed and changed, despite them insisting on knowing my arm size. Their own literature says the cuff fits pretty much every arm. But it seems to them their product can only really work if your body fits their ideal of what a body should be shaped like, but human bodies are not all shaped the same. As mentioned, they seem to have put form over function in many ways to make the design attractive to investors but not practical for users. There are many things wrong with the design. The number 1 on the list is OMRON Gold. OMRON Gold. Prior to my hospital visit, I had a OMRON series which was giving unusually high numbers at home for no apparent reason, so after my hospital visit, I decided to upgrade to the OMRON Platinum monitor, thinking I would get more reliable numbers, but I got anything but accuracy. My readings were all over the place from extreme highs to unusual lows. Couple of times I thought I was having a heart attack. Not only were the readings inaccurate, but the monitor frequently detected irregular heartbeat, mostly on the app readings, but rarely detected on the monitor itself. I have never had an irregular heartbeat before, and I just completed a medical EKG ordered by my cardiologist a couple months prior to my hospital visit. I was honestly getting up to 4 to 6 irregular heartbeat readings a day, sometimes for no reason. I strongly feel the irregular heartbeat readings were manipulated in order to promote their Cardia EKG home monitor, which I bought, but it never detected any irregular heartbeat either, so I sent it back. I informed my cardiologist of my bizarre readings with my new monitor, so I was sent for another medical EKG test very recently, and again, no irregular heartbeat was detected. Bluetooth connectivity is a complete joke. It sometimes takes anywhere from 3 to 8 attempts to connect, and sometimes I just stop trying because it just won't transfer the data which is supposed to transfer automatically within 24 hours but never ever does. As mentioned earlier, the true red readings on the app chronically indicate irregular heartbeat, but this indicator does not show on the monitor. I've even had a couple of friends with no hypertension conditions test my unit, and sure enough, their BP is elevated and readings indicated irregular heartbeat in both user 1 and user 2, so I have a very defective device, or it's a scam to promote the Cardia EKG monitor. I even contacted OMRON to complain about Bluetooth connectivity and notification issues, but they were of little help. I was also receiving constant notifications to measure my BP or EKG from both devices, even though I never set notifications up, and I was still receiving notification to do an EKG test every morning at 9 a.m. even after I deleted the Cardia EKG app and returned the device. I had to literally turn off everything on the OMRON app to stop these bizarre notifications. Only then did they stop, which confirms the link between OMRON and Cardia EKG home monitor. This useless garbage is being returned because after 8 attempts to transfer data, it just doesn't work. It worked fine 2 days ago, but today it is impossible to transfer that data, and I am tired of this unnecessary frustration from a device I paid for peace of mind.